up on Andre's speech last week about meeting roles, I was suggested by Andre to run a Q&A session around the evaluator roles. And the focus will be on the table topic evaluator, general evaluator, and speech evaluator roles. And since Andre have gone through these roles in details last week, including the evaluation forms, how to prepare for the roles, and different evaluation styles, feedback formats, I won't go through those details. Instead, the purpose of my Q&A session today is to share with you my experience when I'm taking these roles, what I learned, and what works best for me through answering your questions. I should have sent email in advance to inform you that my speech will involve with Q&A session so that you can come up with prepared questions. So my apologies for that. I hope that you can quickly come up with something for me. The floor is now open. Please feel free to unmute and I'll be happily answer your questions. Thank you.
Grace, many Toastmasters find evaluations very difficult and somewhat intimidating to do. Do you have any advice for people who are taking on the evaluator role, maybe for the first time? What are some suggestions you have?
Yeah, thanks for that question, Taylor. For me, I've gone through it too. So the first time, I would say, just think about this. One of the best way to learn and to improve your business is getting feedback. So that how to help you to know what you do well and what you still need to improve. So, and you want to help other people by giving feedback as well. So just think it that way, and then feel comfortable by preparing yourself, going through, as Simon mentioned earlier, go through the Calgary Pacesetters Toastmaster website. There's a link that provides you all the evaluation form. Read through the form to understand what you need to do before and during the meeting. And for me, my tip is I always have a sheet. I wrote down some sections like the deliverable part, the delivery part, or the speech logic, speech content, and vocal variety, body language. And I just jot it down. And once during the speech, I will just add some notes next to those line items, and it helped me to cover every areas of speech. And so that would be my tip for the new members. Thank you. I hope I answer your question.
Yeah, thank you very much, Grace.
I have a question, Grace.
Yeah.
Along the first or similar lines to Twyla's question, what advice do you give anybody to do the evaluations for the first time? Like, how do you get over the first hurdle? Once you've done it once, then I think it becomes easier to do it a second time and a third time. But that first time, how do you get off the starting blocks?
Yeah, so thanks for that question, Mark. To be honest, when we, for me, when we still had the video record last.
Grace, you're freezing on us. I don't know if it's just me or
and see
else.
how they applied their evaluations. And I would learn, and I would try to kind of pick out a few key points that the experience provide. And I would try to kind of make my own way of evaluation, but also the attitude I would give everyone that, I don't know if you remember the list of positive descriptive words that sent to us. Always based it off as my Bible, because English is not my first language. So in order to help my evaluation more vibrant and more meaningful, I kind of try to use those specific words from that in order to make my evaluation more specific. And also, I think one of the challenges for the first timer is part that you have to provide the area of improvements. The first time I did my evaluation, I don't know what to say because it's very hard to give to comment on the areas of improvement because I'm not too sure whether the speaker should improve on areas. So do not, and what I've learned later on is do not be afraid to give your comment on the areas of improvement. It's hard to find, especially for the experienced member, they are or master at that speed, but how to find something that can help each other to learn. Yeah, that's conclude my answer to Mark. Any other question for me?
Anybody else? We got a few minutes. We're still on yellow, so.
I have a question. On regards what you were mentioning, Grace, about giving feedback on the, especially the when you're gonna highlight the mistakes or the errors or the opportunities of improvement for a person that just spoke. What tips would you advise to first-time evaluators to give this part of the feedback of the evaluation, not so much the positive feedback, because it's easy to give congratulations, but the opportunities for improvement?
Yeah, thanks for, sorry, my audio is not very good today. So I just mentioned earlier, yeah, you're right. The most challenging part of giving to provide a feedback on the area of improvements. So what I would give you the tip is try to find, observe, pay your full attention to the entire speech. Try to observe any of the area of speech delivery or area of the speech content. Was the flow very nicely? How about the use of vocal variety? How about the use of body language? The use of eye contact? And then how about stance? Does the speaker look confident, look relaxed? And then if you find an area that the speaker can improve, just get up and tell them. Say, I think next time you can use more vocal variety to highlight your story. Say you can use, for the excitement parts of your speech, I suggest you speak faster or avoid a little bit so that we can feel like we are better engaged with the speech, something like that. Again, it's all about the speed and observing the delivery part of speed. Did I answer the question?
Yes, Grace, thank you.
Thank you.